Okay, welcome to another edition of Real Estate Investor Talk. I'm sitting here at Atterbury Holdings with the CEO and co-founder Louis van der Walt. Louis, first of all, welcome. I think it's quite exciting times. Mall of Africa has just been launched, and I think it was something that was probably maybe a vision of yours many years ago. But maybe just take us a little time back to where Atterbury first started and where you are right now.
Yeah, Atterbury started in 1994. I met Fransjo van Niekerk. He was the CEO of Infotech. About 2 years earlier, when I was on audit for Deloitte, he was one of the clients of Deloitte, and we immediately clicked, and I got an opportunity to buy a couple of properties in Pretoria. I spoke to Fransjo, asking him whether he would back me in signing security and to buy those properties, which he did, and then I resigned from Deloitte. We bought the property and we developed our first property. After that, Atterbury Value Mart was the first big retail property. It was also in those years, you know, when the government sort of changed, a lot of properties came on the market and the council was putting that out on tender and no one wanted to buy it. So we bought it, took a bit of a chance, and then we developed Atterbury Value Mart, which then later went into Ad Fund, which we sold to iProp. That was our first retail property that we've developed. You know, they reckon that there will be 15 million people over the next sort of 10 years moving into Gauteng. And that's almost the only area that still can be developed. So we like the land, and we always envisioned that the big shopping centre would sort of anchor, you know, that you can't have a serious residential development office component if there's not proper retail. And we realized that there's over 100,000 households in the area. Now, we've seen before that with about 30,000 households you can do a big shopping center. So with 100,000 you can do 3 times the size of a normal shopping center, and that's what we did. I mean, we did 130,000. We've got expansion up to 160,000. But I mean, that was the idea. So we started with the development of that, the planning of that. We started to see the tenants. We've realized that, you know, there was sort of a lull in property development after 2007, 2008, and there's a lot of international big retailers that want to come to South Africa, and over the last year or two that have moved into South Africa, the H&Ms, the Zaras, the Cotton Ons. And the problem is, you know, you have to try and fit them into existing shopping centers, but their specifications, you know, the box that they want, the size that they want, is not really easy to do. So we had the opportunity to design a center and design specifically for them the sizes and the areas and the configuration that they want. And I think that's what make Mall of Africa such a success, and make it so workable, because not only for the tenants, I mean, we can give them exactly what they want, but we can also, you know, think through the flow of the traffic. I mean, where do you get from the parking in? We learn, you know, I said to a guy the other day, I've counted, we've done 22 shopping centers over the last 20 years, you know, very. And then a couple of them is big, you know, the Clearwaters, Woodlands, I mean, the one we did in Namibia, the one in Mauritius. And we've learned a lot, and we've sort of applied all of that. And when we did Mall of Africa, you know, I don't want to say there's no mistakes, but there's very few mistakes. Even the opening, you know, I'm not talking about the 122,000 people that visit the first day. I mean, nobody can really cater for that anymore, but yeah. You know, that, I mean, it'll have dropped to about 80,000 a day over the next couple of days, which I think, I mean, we are hoping for 40, 50,000 a day people. But apart from that, you know, the way the parking works, how we get into the malls, the leading malls, the flow of traffic, I think we got it right.
Now, it's quite a tough market at the moment, and, you know, in retail in particular. Is the timing, you think you've got the timing right?
No, I don't think the timing is right. I mean, South Africa at the moment, the economy is not what it should be. I mean, there's a downgrade threatening, and there's a lot of things. But, and I've said it before, if you take the specific area where we've built Mall of Africa, you know, that's not exactly the same as the average of South Africa. Yeah. It's sort of in the heart of the economic growth area, you know. So I wouldn't put a Mall of Africa anywhere else than on that specific spot. So if you ask me, is South Africa as a whole, I mean, is it the right time? I don't think so. But if you take Gauteng, if you take that specific area, I think that justify more, and I think the economy there is slightly different from the rest of South Africa, and we sort of capitalized on that. Atterbury was always known for, you know, all the people that work here are the shareholders. You know, since they won, you know, as people join, I mean, you know, I personally own a small percentage of the company now. You know, it all belongs to the people that work here. So the whole philosophy of Atterbury is to share whatever we have with the people that work, and that sort of spilled through to a lot of our developments. You know, most of our developments is where the one, for instance, that we've just signed up in the south of Pretoria, where we're going to do with the Erasmus land and big development, same thing. The landowner came to us, he said he wanted to work with Atterbury because he heard that, you know, we like to partner and the partners are all happy. And so he's now a partner in the development. We will do the development, he brings in the land, and that's sort of the philosophy. Most of our developments we've done like that. In Mauritius we found the right partner and then we started developing with them. In Serbia we found the right partner. In Africa we found the right partner. So I think we're a nice company to partner with. You know, we understand what it means to leave something on the table for all the partners, and the people appreciate that. And sort of the word goes out that, you know, it's a nice company to partner with. Therefore our slogan, it's a matter of association. You know, the people like working with us because we're not greedy. You know, we rather have a deal work for everyone than try and get everything out of the deal. And I mean, that's a philosophy we've been doing it the last 22, 23 years, and that's the way we will carry on. We haven't got this plan set out for the next 10 or 15 years. We deal driven. You know, when the deal makes sense, we do the deal. You know?
Yeah.
So I think our focus will be more international now. You know, we've started sort of testing the water, but it's working for us. But even in South Africa, I mean, there's lots of opportunities. You know, I mean, we try and stay private and not interact too much with government, because I think that puts a big stop on any business. You know, so that's the reason that we haven't really played in that sector. We don't really participate in government tenders, and you know, we've tried it once or twice, and it doesn't work for entrepreneur. Maybe for a tenderpreneur, but not for an entrepreneur. And I think that's the way we will remain. We will remain focused, private sector, do the deals, do what we do well, and that's the plan.